Hi everyone, Esther here. Welcome to my channel. The main reason I wanted to make this video, just to help all of us a little bit to go, so to say, to the bigger picture. There's so much racism, antisemitism, and nonsense, the way how we see each other and separate from each other, and we think we know the truth. I thought just kind of to have a reality check with all of you and just give you the basic knowledge we have, but somehow nobody decide to put together. I do believe if you will give yourself permission and you will stay to the end of this video, your world potentially can completely change upside down on the sense of who do you think you are, what your thoughts of if you're not Jewish, if you grew up in an environment when, anti-Semitism, or perhaps, you met some Jewish people with certain behavior, which has made you feel and think about the whole nation certain way, right? This can be a variety of reasons for you to justify your own judgment, right? Now, I just really briefly, if you're new to my channel, I just want to give you just kind of the basics about who I am. In the past, I came from the background, I born Jewish in Jewish family. I do have a mix of lineage. From my mom's side, I have everyone Jewish. From my father's side, I have Ukrainian blood. I have Estonian, from the island where my grandfather, my father's side came as well. So I do have a mix of different nations inside of me. And this is another thing I feel is a huge blessing. It's really helped me to understand so many of you and to understand myself in much deeper level, and to accept myself and others as a whole, and to really start to feel each soul in each of you like you are a part of me and I'm part of you. I know it sounds like a really big words from the books, but this is really my life. This is what I feel. From the really long journey of many different school of thoughts, I came to the place where I left my Jewish religious community. I left any communities. The Kabbalah Center I used to be part of for closer to 25 years. I left all the organizations because when I understood really what is the liberty of soul, when I put all the knowledge, everything together, and some moment came to me and I realized, oh my God, it's a trap. We've been trapped to such a deception. And we're so lost by hatred for one another. We have no idea who we are, why we're here, and why we're here in the first place, right? So I'm gonna put a couple of things together. I will try to simplify. I'm telling you guys, I've been writing for the last 5 days just for this video. And then when I was taking this video 6 times, this is my 7th time, I decide not to read for you from the script I put together and just to have with you really open heart-to-heart conversation, okay? And I'm really asking you to give yourself permission and to open your heart, your beautiful, beautiful heart. One of the most important things was given to you with this matrix body. The heart can really help you to open your divine inspiration, to open yourself to yourself, okay? Because the truth is, there's not really the higher self of you. You are who you are now. Who you are now is the best of the best, of the highest you could ever be. But this is the thing. Many of us who born, for example, in Jewish family, it's a really not easy conversation, you should know, because in a Jewish environment, everything's so sacred and so concealed in a sense for outside the world. Then the outside world really feel a lot of Jews and the Jewish community in a sense, they're friendly, but they're very concealed, like probably any other community, like, in a sense, like, I would say, even Druzes, for example, right? They conceal the knowledge, which is, we're going to make another video about the Druze and Ithro and Jethro and everything. Now, why it's really important to understand the difference between to born Jewish and to have Israelite soul. Our souls, before we went through many, many reincarnations. And I'm gonna talk about the souls who really have a soul and who's really went through many journeys, and always searching for different spirituality and knowledge and wisdom. We're not talking about the avatars, who's thousands of thousands people you see in your illusional world don't even really have substance souls. Many of the souls receive the souls of the chaya. It's like animalistic souls. Now, but those of us who came higher than animalistic souls to different level, we start to really have a thirst for the wisdom, really start, so to say, to awaken the creator, right? I'm going to use the terminology you're probably already familiar with, creator to wake up inside of us. So let's divide right now, just for the sake of this conversation, world on two categories. Again, forget about the avatars. I'm talking about the soul who partially awakened, right? Because we're all sleepy in a certain level, right? Because of we're not controlling a quantum field. So we're going to divide world in two categories. Those who born Jews, and they know they're born in Jewish family, and those who born in the Judaism called Goy, the person who outside of the Jewish lineage, right? Now, those of us who born in the Jewish, obvious as a Jews, most of the Jews, there's a reason why Jewish people intense. Okay, I'm going to explain in Kabbalistic but simple way how the Jew, the person who born Jewish family, have most of the time more intense energy than other souls. Okay, so let me share with you. I'm going to share with you something, so it's going to be easy for me to put my points together. So the souls, which is born in Jewish family, they automatically, according to the book of Zohar, according to the Kabbalistic knowledge in Judaism and all the ancient books, which is explain different level of souls, they all came from the place, the world. So we have, let's first of all understand what I'm showing you here, right? Okay. So this is the world where we'll live. It's called Asiya Gashmi. Okay, this is the world Gashmit, it's the world where we live. The world of action, the world of noise and everything, right? And of course, the Olam Asiya, it's within our reality. These are higher realities inside, okay? Which is a world of action, okay? Now, then we have, when we leave this world, we're going through different stages of astral dimensions, right? You probably can hear from people, I'm going to out of body, I'm going to different astral, I'm meeting different beings, I'm even meeting my family, I'm going to Akashic records, all the another. I don't want to call nonsense, but this is the pure matrix we need to understand, okay? We're not talking about the freedom. There's no freedom. When we leave our physical body and we're going to different stages within astrals, the way how we convinced to come back here again, we're going to touch up on it more. So we need to go through different stages, and we're meeting their different beings. Now, within this, again, limited reality, even when we leave this world, we have another world called Olam Yetzirah, of formation. So this is the world where the angels can come in from, and all the high beings as well. They really, this is the home, called Olam Yetzirah. And then we're going higher. This is, and all other souls as well, by the way. All other who's not convinced Jews, okay, just stay with me, okay? This is not for the matter to make somebody higher or lower. We will understand end of the video how stupid we are, and how we cannot even hate each other because you have no idea who you are. You're basically hating yourself. And let me prove the point. So, after the Olam Yetzirah, okay, so stay with me. Even Olam Yetzirah, the higher souls, some of the higher souls, they need to go through the Olam Yetzirah in order to get to Olam Beriah. Now, this is the Olam Beriah, where the people who been given permission to born in Jewish family, I'm talking about the metrics. It's not just Esther come up with a new idea and I want to make Jews better than others. It has nothing to do with that. It's not easy to be Jew. It's a can be very heavy burden for soul. Because to be Jew, to receive such a big vessel, if there's no light coming there, what comes there? Darkness. But let me explain to you something. So now the Jews, let's say, for the second you believe me, they all come from Olam Beriah, where even angels have no permission to come. I'm going to repeat again. Nobody have permission to come except the Olam Beriah have a direct interaction with Olam Asilut, which is already going to Olam of real creation, the Olam of higher consciousness according to the metrics of this reality. We're not yet talking about the ultimate truth yet. I'm talking about the truth of this reality. Please understand, this is really, really important point to understand. There's a different truth. There's a truth with the metrics we live, and it's important for us to understand. If you really want to live this metrics, it's extremely important to understand how it works, right? What kind of, deceptions there within, so you need to understand as a soul. So before you will be manipulated again, you will know how the manipulation works. And again, you don't have to believe me. I actually insist for you to challenge me. Don't trust anything what I'm telling you. Do your research, study. It's extremely, do not believe to anyone what they're telling you as a white sheet. No, it's your soul right to do your research, to study. Because the knowledge eventually is supposed to become to wisdom. And when knowledge becomes the wisdom, it's become part of your quantum field. And what it's mean by quantum field, it says in Hebrew, in Aramaic, or makiv, your surround light becomes so strong, then you become really creator. You really start to control your reality already here, before you can plan your exit, which is one of my work to help you. If you really want to live this dimension, or at least to have some understanding there's this thing, then we really hear it's a duality in spirituality. Whatever it's trapped, you reveal in certain light, but the light you need to ask, you reveal for whom, okay? Now, let's come back. Let's go over here. So now we determine then Jewish souls are higher than other souls. And again, we're not talking about to make somebody better or worse, because in order to born in this limited reality, which is called Malchut, to born within Jewish family, you need to go through so many transformations. You need to go so many different lifetimes, and basically to go through all 4 kingdoms. So we're talking about mineral kingdoms, we're talking about vegetarian kingdoms, we're talking about animal kingdoms, and get to the speaking animal kingdom, Chaya Medaberet, which is with human, before we can actually become what, according to this metrics, we came to become. Now, what's happened when the soul leave this world and is going again to so many different levels, and then the higher beings meeting them, whoever meets can meet you, depends what you believe on. It can be Jesus, Moses, Muhammad, Jennifer, Jessica, whatever name you can say, or your grandmom, your grandfather. They're gonna manipulate you and build for you the environment, and then showing you, there's a time when soul go through certain stages with the body, and they're convincing you to come and to evaluate all your life, which is when you start to understand quantum field, you're not even going to agree on it at all. You're going to open every door in higher dimension, so to say, with your feet, because you will understand how high you are, how powerful you are, the creation. You understand with the ultimate. So, but here in this reality and these 10 dimensions, the astral as well, you have to be very careful how you interact with the astral reality. You cannot take astral reality as a reality. You need to understand it's another metrics within. So let's come back to my point, what I'm trying to explain to you here. Okay, so this is called tree of life reality. Okay, so now we determine, let's say, for the sake, and you believe in, whoever Jews born in this dimension, they receive a bigger vessel, and in potential, they can become Israel, which is center column energy. So what I mean by that? So Jacob, if you know a little bit of Torah again, we're not talking about from religious perspective. I'm talking about how this metrics been built according to the Old Testimony, according to even any spirituality, because the Torah, it's been rewritten many, many times, but Torah, in the essence, it is Etzachayim. It's tree of life reality within this reality. So let me show you very quickly. So let me see if I have different. Yeah, I'm going to show you here. Let me make it a little bit bigger for you. Okay, I think it's better, right? Okay, guys, if you're not familiar even with the images, just stay with me. Just allow yourself to start to receive new information, new knowledge. Because every time we receive new information and knowledge, we're expanding our vessel, okay? By expanding our vessel, by expanding our desire. By expanding our desire, we more and more become like a creator, right? Because our desire determines how big our vessel, but with equally how big desire we have. Let's say you want to have billions of dollars, because millions right now, it's not anymore as a big deal, according to many. Let's say you want to make billions dollars, but equally, according to your desire, how much you want to make and have, you need to have an equally willpower to let it go, not to have. You understand this tangle? This is the contradiction of spirituality, of real essence. You need to have a desire to receive a lot. Equally, you're okay not to have, while you're working on your process, unconditional, not condition attached. This is how you constantly letting your quantum field, because remember, quantum field has his own consciousness. Within quantum field, with your consciousness, within quantum field, who receiving your information and create for your reality. Okay, I'm not going to right now complicate. Let's come back to here. Okay, what is my point? Jacob. Okay, so you remember from Bible, some of you who knows Bible, we have a different level of patriarchs, right? So Abraham was one of the first, according to Torah and according to the Old Testament. Again, Torah, it's not the Bible. Whoever created the name Bible, it came from the letters Bilbul, to confuse. So I wouldn't call Torah Bible. I always say Torah is the Torah. Now, I'm talking about these metrics, right? Now, Abraham came from Sphira called Chesed, which is connect to the energy of mercy, which is plus, right? Plus. Then we're going to another Sphira. It's called Gvura, judgment, represent minus, okay? Minus negative, not as a negative, as another force of energy of restriction, right? The plus, it's giving, the minus, restricting. What's happened in the middle? We have a filament, which is create the light, called Tiferet. This is, by the way, another name, and Israel, people of Israel call themselves Tiferet Israel. But a lot of people don't even know, because Tiferet is representing the center column energy and represent Yaakov, Jacob in English, Jacob. Now, what is really big deal about Jacob? You'll think it's another name, another prophet, another tzaddik. Not really. So the way how this matrix operate, this matrix was created initially for the good thing to practice for us, to go through the different, to create this world, to have goodness and peace and transparency and that really love for one another, unconditional love, to completely. We're supposed to have here really shalva. We're supposed to have here perfect life according to the Holy Zohar. But something happened, right? Something going on wrong, because if you really start to pay attention more and more, who really benefit from it? It's like a trap, with so much knowledge, with so much everything. Look at the wars. Look at this hatred for no reason. So it means somebody needs this pain and suffering in order to feed some kind of higher beings. And we here, fools, fall for all this nonsense by letting other information to create war inside of our mind in justification how to hate the other person. Okay? So, and why it's so easy to hate Jews? And let me tell you, I'm a Jewish person. I think almost every normal Jew can say sometimes he deep inside anti-Semitic when sometimes you deal with your own people and you're like, my God, how come you supposed to be that way and you are behaving certain way? Again, because of the Jewish people, they do have higher expectation within this dimension. Why? So what happened with Jacob? If you know a little bit of story of the Torah, when Jacob went through whatever he went through, and he already married to his two wives, to Leah and Rachel, he already had his, he was having his almost complete the full tribe of 12 born sons, not counted Dinah. And then when he was, on his way running from his father-in-law, he received a message. Then his brother, Esau, on his way with the huge army, going to kill him, attack, and take everything what he has. There's so much secret with this. It's like unbelievable. But let me tell you what's happened there. And why all of you, Jew, not Jew, anyone who have any desire for spirituality, understand how this world works. Let me tell you what's happened there. That moment, the moment when Jacob, so Esau, what Esau did, first he sent the angel, his angel. The Esau angel is considered the angel of left column energy and angel of other side, okay? It's basically angel of death. And Jacob was wrestling the angel of death. And when he won, wrestled him, when he won, the angel of death gave him name. And now, from this moment, you're not going to be called Jacob, but you are going to be called Israel. And that moment, when angel of death gave Jacob name Israel, this is the moment when we receive back the spark of immortality. And the center column energy was activated. What is the center column energy? If you look at the electrical lamps, you will see plus and minus. And you see only when plus and minus in total balance, the filament can reveal the light. What about us? Really, if anybody will wake me up at night and ask me, Esther, everything what you know now in a nutshell, why we're here? Of course, number one thing is to activate the center column energy, the balance. Within balance, it's very easy. We're going to the heart to activate the unconditional love and full acceptance. The only thing required of us, not to judge, not to change somebody or anything, or to disrupt the nature. It's first required of us to understand. This is the world of understanding. While we in the world of action, before we touch everything, it says, in the higher realms, we need first to understand before we touch. But in our nature, we first destroying everything by thinking we actually understand, or we impose things on other people, judge other people, or we think, God forbid, then we know what is the best for other person. And you, whoever watching this video right now, you came to the point in your life, then you really want to really ask yourself next level of questions. Like really deep understand who you are when you by yourself on your own, when you really alone. What it really peace of mind meant for you? What really quietness? What really emptiness means for you? Do you really need to be fulfilled in order to be fulfilled? Maybe the emptiness, the lack of noise, this is the first step for you to reconnect to your fullness, who you really are. Before you look at other and you say who he is and how he is, before even knowing. I always say to myself, to other people, why are you affected by other people? If somebody telling you who you are, well, this person don't even know who he is. We need to be very merciful and very cautious the way how, first of all, we judge ourselves and the way how we think we see other people. Now, what's happened when Jacob received this energy? The Sefirah Tiferet was activated. Another thing, in the Jewish customs, and we in the Talmud, in the Torah, Jews as well call Am Segula, the nation of balance, the nation of the three dots, right? Like atoms, three dots. If you familiar with the Torah, when the Torah reading or in Hebrew alphabet as well, we do have vowels under some letters, how to pronounce the hard letter. So the vowel with the three dots, it look like atoms. The three dots is the called Segula, which is complete, the nations of completion and balance. This is what really means Am Segula. Now, what's happening here? You will think, when somebody came ready to born Jews. And by the way, the Zohar in the righteous, they explain one of the reasons there's so much hatred for Jews and antisemitism, because the other souls knows then the Jewish soul not doing the work. They're not doing the work as the higher spiritual being, why they came here in the first place. Many people feel anti-Semitic and hatred without really even know why. They don't even need to born in family when they've been imposed constantly, anything happen as Jews. Or thousands of people will do the same thing, but if a Jew will do that, oh my God, it's going to be under magnified lens. Why? Because in this dimension, as soon you're becoming higher and higher, they are imposing you much more laws, much more things by making you think then because of your pain and suffering and your revelation, some kind of narcissistic God gonna benefit from it and gonna have more realization about this reality. The thing is about people who are born in Jewish family, they receive big vessels, but with the big vessels, they receive a lot of negative klipot, so to say, different reincarnation task, which is, for example, stronger, more vulnerable nervous system, bigger desire to receive a lot of things, big talents. By the way, what comes with this dimension, one of the reasons you'll think why Jews can be more successful, more talented, and they can understand things, especially in scientists, because when you come from Olam Beriah, you're not coming as a normal human being. You come with a lot of information, a lot of wisdom, intense. It's not easy. If those of you who judge Jews, you're gonna be after them. According to the Rav Ashlag, so this is very revolutionary, what I'm gonna read for you. It comes from the person who used to live in the end of the 19th century, beginning of 20th century. His name, Rav Ashlag. He was a Kabbalist. He was a tremendous, huge soul who came to this dimension it says he's a reincarnation of Ramchal, Rav Moshe Chaim Luzzatto, another huge Kabbalist. Rav Ashlag, he's the author of interpretation of the Zohar, of the Holy Zohar. His other name, Bali Sulam. I already told you the owner of the ladder. So he has the highest understanding. He said in one of his writings, it's really powerful. I'm almost sure anyone who right now going to listen from the Jewish community, especially the religious community, or any rabbi going to listen right now to this, he's going to do the huge research about it. And I really encourage actually anyone, before you come to any conclusions, and if you really want to understand spirituality, especially from the Kabbalistic perspective, definitely Rav Ashlag is one of the revolutionary souls who ever came to this reality, because when he was really little, I think 7 or 8 years old, he already made himself promise never to lie. By the way, when person make himself permission never to lie, you opening such a big vessel, which is you have to be so careful not to break the promise. And he is definitely was one of the reasons he was able to write interpretation of the Holy Zohar. And by the way, one of his students wrote a letter, and he said in his letter that he used to come to Rav Ashlag's room at night when Rav Ashlag was sitting on his desk. While his body was sleeping, his hand was still writing. So we're talking about not normal human beings. So in one of his explanations, this is what Rav Ashlag wrote. There are those born among the nations whose souls are not closer to Israel than those born within. And there are those born within Israel who still must become Israel on a soul level. Just for you to understand who wrote this. Bali Sulam. This person who knew Torah, Talmud, Alachot, he could already probably rewrite his own Alachot, who really understood, the Kabbalistic knowledge in this dimension. It's almost like in a physical body to live here, but really with all your understanding to be in other astrals all the time and really, really high souls. So he was telling us to be Israel, to represent the Sfira Tiferet, the Centrum Olam energy. It's not necessary to born in Jewish family. You can born in any family, but because of your desire, your transformation, and your soul asked when the matrix was, proposing to you different scenarios, they telling you no, but even higher, to come to this healing, not to be revealed, to born not in Jewish families, but being Israelite level of souls. But you will need to work harder, extra mile, in order or to convert, or to start to study Kabbalah, start to study, Torah and everything without even understanding why I have such attraction to it, right? Not just Christianity, which is this whole other conversation. Especially it's another funny and sad reality when Christians Antisemites just, what? What kind of Bible you study, for God's sake? But again, it's for me, where I am right now, it's laughable, but for you, it's a reality. You live it, right? So you really need at least to zoom out a little bit from your box of the robotic understanding of things and to really go to the scale of the bigger picture. So what I'm telling you, how this matrix manipulating souls. There is such a thing, many of you who already understand so many things, and you have such a thirst to real truth. Because another reason we came here to really find what is really truth. What is really truth? How to really to love somebody, something, everything around us completely unconditional, to feel the pain of other person like it's your pain. But with that, this is another step for you, therefore, to balance your nervous system. Nervous system extremely important in order for you to connect to your central Olam energy. Another thing we can learn during the sessions, when we're going to look at your chart, we're going to see exactly what is the loopholes, why your soul signed this agreement, took this blueprint of your natal chart, why you cannot live all your life depending on this chart. Just learn about yourself, understand all these triggers. Finish this process. I can help you even to write the letter to your old self, to complete and transform yourself, to completely free soul, who you really are, to connect to the Centrum Olam energy, Tiferet, and to be Israel. You don't need to be, it says in the book of Esther and book of Daniel, Ezekiel, all the discussion about the final redemption, when there's going to be a Tchiyat HaMetim, the resurrection of death, everything. Of course, if you want to continue to be in this reality, at least for you to accomplish higher level, to kind of control this reality, if you're planning to come back again and again, learn about it, because when the final redemption is going to come here, I hope I'm not, because this is my plan. I'm not planning to come back here, but we're going to do other videos, and I would love to hear from you guys to send me different questions so I can build my videos according to your questions. You see, my darlings, you're so big, you're so huge. If you already listen to this video and you start to ask yourself bigger question out of the box, right? This is the box. Out of the box, right? Look at the box. I'm going to tell you why I brought this box. When you really start to ask yourself much deeper questions, you need to ask yourself who really benefited from it. How come when our soul leaves this body, our memory completely removed. They're telling us this is the school. You need to come back to the next level. But wait a second. I'm sorry, but the memory will be removed from your hard drive. So you will go empty completely. You're again going to bump yourself again, trying to figure out what's going on here. You know, it is even from that perspective, you need to start to ask yourself, why? Who created this manipulation system? And why some churches, some rabbis in synagogues, some priests, they feel entitled to come to you and tell you what to do. Yes, when you have a question and you think this is the source where you can come and receive the answer. But even whoever you think you trust and believe, they're giving you answer. They're giving you answer from the world, from the perspective which is only they understand. It has nothing to do with your soul. The so easy trust of so many systems, while we are on our own, we have so many fears. Just to sit in the quietness without any noise and try to receive your own understanding, your own information, which will become real wisdom, something then you will feel you earned it, something that really belongs to you. To understand the freedom. I'm not going to get too much about the astrals. We can make other videos. I can tell you why I don't recommend to go out of body, especially too often, and how to work with your fear. By the way, fear, it's one of the number one identity we have within our body, which is kind of our soul getting from the moment when our soul leaving the body, especially when we see this huge being with so many eyes standing, on top of your grave, and you are exiting, you don't understand what's happened. They're already scaring you from that moment. They're already telling you, you're under control. Let's go to the yeshiva, to the higher yeshiva, to the Gehinnom. Let's go through the rivers. You need to start to ask questions. You need to know how big you are, how huge you are as a soul. Most of you already create different realities. You create different cosmic reality. You came from places, you already create probably something like an earth. You already create different planets, different stars. You came from such a high places. Don't you want to come back to your tribes and to have a bigger freedom, to have real freedom to choose where you want to go next, what you want to create, instead to go again to be impose the guilt of yesterday, and you need somehow to come back here again, because without you, the universe cannot exist. So even you allowed yourself, even partial information of what I'm telling you right now, your life not just going to improve. You probably will come on a certain period of time, a place of emptiness. It can be scary too, because suddenly all your prayers being direct to some high being. You're asking some God to send the mercy after so many prayers, so maybe you will have the mercy to receive the miracle. Nobody telling you, no, it's not how it works. You and only you, your behavior, this is how you affect in your quantum field, the cause and effect, everything what you within, your expectation, what expectation, your fear, which is attached to, it's part of the matrix, it's basically the foundation. This is the only way how to control us, through the fear. So you need to ask yourself questions before you become anti-Semitic and gonna blame Jews for everything because you have no idea what to be Jew, or you, the Jew, you the hitting the Israelite on the level of Tiferet, and you've been trapped. So when you're gonna come back, they're gonna tell you, remember how you were anti-Semitic? Now you have to come back to be Jew. You need to feel what is to be Jew. You understand the trap? So, and those of you guys who are talking about the Jesus and Jesus the King, whatever makes you happy. Jesus is just the name. We're talking about the Christ consciousness, right? This is all you were referring to, which is connect to Sphira Tiferet, and let me tell you how. Have you seen, most of you saw, how the Jewish men put tefillin, right? Like a black box over here, and another box on the hand, and it's called tefillin when they do prayers in the morning, except Shabbat or high holidays. So you see the box, right? They put over here, and it has a letter, Shin. which is 3-column energy, by the way, let it represent. What does the box represent? Which is Jewish man put on his forehead as well and on his hand. It's a Saturn, right? Planet Saturn. The planet Saturn, which is called in Hebrew Shabtai, and it represents Shabbat, Saturday. And what is the Saturn about? It's a basics. You don't need too much astrology. If you know a little bit of astrology, Saturn nutshell, it's a skin peeling. There's no mercy. He came here to help you to be on time, to be truthful, to keep your promise, to develop yourself. This is what Saturn about. The Jupiter gonna give you, he's like a Santa Claus. He's gonna give you free gifts, but not Saturn. The important to understand Saturn in your chart is the key of your spirituality. If you ask me what is the number one planet in your chart to understand spirituality, is the Saturn. Now look at the magic. We're gonna open the box, and what we have? We have a cross, right? We have cross when we open the box. Let me just see. Sorry guys, if you can hear, I have 3 keys. So this is how we have right? Oh, beautiful. So now we have a cross. And now we're gonna close. And what it's become? Saturn. So what is the Christ consciousness? Jesus, Muhammad, Moses, anyone who whatever works for you. This is what it is. You understand? It's different. It's a sphere. Now, why I really wanted to make this video, besides, I really want us to get the bigger picture. Nobody talks about. For a variety of reasons, or they don't know, or they don't put things together, or when they put things together, they're so afraid it can come out of Jewish religious environment. One of the reasons Kabbalists really greatly, I don't want to call suffered from religious community, but being really exiled by Jewish community. So many great souls was, when they really get this revelation, they really understood the trap of this reality, how everything manipulated, and only through the free will. The only free will, by the way, you have in this reality, because all these metrics, it's only the moment when you will understand, then this is not the free reality. It's almost like, you believe in heaven and hell. It only exists in this realm. It all depends on your belief system. If you believe somebody at night visiting your room and give you bad energy, you're going to get that. But if you understand that now you're free soul, and every word comes from your mouth, you're taking full responsibility, and you understand in the quantum field you're creating right now energy, it's going to come with you and then ascendant in different places. When you're going to lose your money, or you're going to make your money. When you're going to lose your health, or you're going to improve your health. When you really want to understand how everything connects and how your body listens to you, but not just the words you're saying. What is your kavanah? What is your intention? Because when you leave this dimension and you really want to penetrate through all the realities and to go to the absolute, the only way for you to do that, and when you're going to remove all the fears, when your quantum field become like a creator, because only with the similarity of the forms of Tzorot, only then this is the key to penetrate, go through this jail. It's like a mini explain who went to the absolute. It's like when you penetrate, it's like a like a jellyfish contracts, like it's when you penetrate. But when you have certain vibration, according to vibration, you will be accepted. Nobody will do it for you. Nobody. Only you. So I really hope, my wish for all of us. I don't use actually word hope. It's not my favorite word, by the way. Hope, it has nothing to do with real spirituality. It's another deception for us to give ourselves, permission to lie, or to some, I wish, but I don't really wish. So anyway, my wish for all of us. before we hate anyone, before we judge. First learn who you are. Go home. Come back to yourself first, before you go into other houses to tell him how to behave and where to put what to do. First, take care of yourself. Love yourself, accept yourself completely unconditionally. While you're going through this process, while you still know how many things you need to fix, how many things you still need to work on it, there's nothing need to be fixed. The only thing you can do is transform, because it's like a cancerous cells in our body. You never can remove cancer cell. It's always going to be. The only thing you can do, you can transform the cancer cell to work for your body, to become the center core energy, to become the balance. I wrote the conclusion. I didn't even use my really. I have so many notes. Maybe I will post my notes, guys. No, I'm gonna post my notes on the video because I worked so hard to put all of them together. Well, this is what another thing I want to tell you. I found from Ari HaKadosh, right? From the from another Kabbalist in 16th century, 15th, 16th century, who revealed Kabbalah for layman's a very, very simple way. After Ramak, Rav Moshe Cardavella was academic Kabbalah. Nobody really, simple people never study. And then the Ari HaKadosh, the lion, amazing Kabbalist, he left a very short period of time. I think he left this world when he was 36 years old. He came for one reason, to teach his student, but at the same time to reveal for us the law of reincarnation and other stuff. And it's interesting what I found, what Ari HaKadosh wrote in one of his teachings. He says, true freedom begins when the soul no longer seeks outside approval. That is when it hears the voice of Source directly, the ultimate, through your own soul. Understand how deep it is. I'm going to post this as well under the video. And then I put a couple thoughts. I said to myself, okay, so my thoughts, especially what I told you about the antisemitism. What do you think is happening in the upper astrals? We did discuss. Actually, I did explain most of them. I just simplified for you guys. So anyway, guys, I wish you many blessings. I wish you really love for one another, unconditional love, because it's the only way. And I would love to hear from you. Please make comments under the video. I hope you can share my video. I don't post too often. Maybe I will start if I'm going to hear feedback from you and your desire. So then I will make more videos, and just let me know if there's any specific you would like me to make video on it. Okay? Thank you so much. I love you all. Bye-bye.